Greetings comrades and welcome to the new video. Today we will prepare a very nice and rich tomato sauce. And when I hear tomato sauce, most of the time the thing that here in Bulgaria we prepare, and I have seen prepared, is the tomato sauce that you prepare on the stove. Like maybe you have some onions and garlic, some tomatoes, you boil everything until the tomatoes are reduced and tasty, add some spices, and that's it. Today I will prepare a little bit of a different variation of tomato sauce. If you're like an old subscriber, you know that last summer we prepared lutenica, which is a Bulgarian radish with some vegetables, mainly tomatoes. And this tomato sauce is very close to that, but in the same time not so close. The difference in this tomato sauce comes from the way that it is prepared. Like, we will not use the stove to boil the tomatoes, we will use the oven to roast them. And in my opinion this is better and tastier because very nice flavors are developed in the oven, and the vegetables get this nice char, which brings some depth to the flavor of the sauce, and it makes it better in my opinion. If you don't want some vegetables, just replace them with tomatoes. You can do this only with tomatoes, but just try with some additional vegetables. I mean, it's good, they bring some very nice flavors. And optionally, if you like it extra sweet, you can add in some carrots too. I didn't add the carrots this time. To show you how to utilize the sauce, we will prepare a very nice pasta, a fresh pasta, and also I'll show you how to sterilize this sauce for the winter. So if you want to learn all these things, stick with the video, and now let's see how the tomato sauce is prepared. Okay comrades, time to prepare this very nice tomato sauce. And we start by cutting some vegetables. One of the vegetables I chose was a red bell pepper because it's awesome. Another vegetable is the aubergine or the eggplant, or call it whatever you like. I cut them into big cubes. Another vegetable with which this sauce will not be a nice sauce is the onion. I have two big onions and I again cut it into cubes. I cut tomatoes into cubes. These are the types for canning. They're very nice and sweet and they're perfect for sauces. And I'll cut like kilogram and a half of them because after all we are making a tomato sauce. Of course this won't be a nice tomato sauce with some vampire death, also known as garlic. And time to season the vegetables. I add some vinegar, some salt, like a lot of salt because there are a lot of vegetables, nice olive oil or sunflower oil. Babushka, please don't kill me for the olive oil. I add some sugar and I add a generous glug of red wine. The sugar is to caramelize and to kill the acidity from the wine, from the vinegar. I mix the vegetables and put them into a huge baking tray or a baking sheet, or how we call it, tava. Bake until the vegetables are charred, and in the middle you can mix them a little bit and add some herbs. I add some rosemary because I like rosemary in tomato sauce, and another thing I like is basil because yeah, tomatoes with basil, they're like best friends forever. Mix everything well and we'll bake for some more time until there's no liquid left. Now it's time to make the sauce, because at this point of time this is not a sauce, this is baked vegetables with herbs. And to make the sauce I'll just process everything. That's why I didn't peel anything, because you can just process it after it is roasted and you won't feel anything, you won't feel a peel in that sauce. I add some more basil and some cold water and I will process. If the sauce is very thick, you can add some more cold water, but have in mind that this sauce I intentionally leave it thick because I'll put it into jars and I'll sterilize it, and I can always put some water or other liquid when I cook with it. I add some more pepper on the sauce and some more salt because it needed some, and I process for a while and our sauce is done. Now I'll show you how to sterilize it. I put it into some jars. Whatever jars you have, the important thing is for the jars to be clean. I have some leftover sauce for this bowl, but now let's sterilize the jars. I put them into a pot, cover them with some water, and I managed to find some stones around the city yesterday. Yeah, why not take some stones, and I'll use them to put them on my jars so my jars won't float. Boil them for, after the water starts boiling, boil them for 10 to 15 minutes and turn them upside down and leave them like that. Now time to prepare some pasta for the tomato sauce. I have some bigoli, whatever. And I have some boiling water. I don't stick to the 1 liter thing per 100 grams of pasta because I don't think it's reasonable to boil so much water for 100 grams of pasta, and I'll boil the pasta until it is al dente. Why al dente? Because we'll finish it up with the tomato sauce. Now time to finish up the spaghetti. I put some of the tomato sauce in a pan, like the spare one I had in the bowl, and I start cooking on middle heat. I add some olives for some nice saltiness and some pasta water, so I can bring some liquidness to the sauce because otherwise it's like a chutney. And I wait for it to start boiling, and on that point I'll just add my bigoli into the pasta and start mixing. Here I have some Bulgarian products made from cashew. It's fermented cashew actually. It's very nice. It's called Delishu. I'm not sure if they work with abroad, but if you don't have this, just add some melted cheese, triangles, or you can add some Parmesan cheese or any type of cheese and some butter, and it will emulsify the exact same way. And we mix for some time until the cashew thing is incorporated and we are ready with the pasta. I try to serve it in the most fancy way I know, basically like that. It's not fancy. I finish up with some pepper on top, and I'll add some basil leaves just for the aesthetics. I know that pro chefs don't add things in the plate like that, which you don't typically eat, but a surprise! I eat the basil leaves, so try them. And this is basically our pasta with roasted tomato sauce, with some fresh pasta, with some nice olives, with some basil on top. And it was quite tasty if you ask me, and you can always add some protein source on the side if you want. And the Slav difficulty level for that is, like for the sauce, I would say 2 out of 5, because you have to chop and cut a lot of vegetables, bake them, process them. There are quite a lot of steps, but otherwise it's easy and you don't have a lot of things to mess up. And this was basically it for me for today, comrades. A nice pasta with nice roasted sauce, learned how to sterilize it, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll Slav you next time, of course.